Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name's Dustin Heiner, and I'm super excited to share with you how you can invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency like Dogecoin and all the other ones with your 401k or your IRA. By using a solo 401k or a self-directed IRA, you can actually invest in cryptocurrency. It's super awesome. Now, I personally use that to invest in real estate, my students as well, precious metals, and actually have a full video talking about everything from Bitcoin to real estate to precious metals to farmland, even to businesses, startups. Check in the comment card up there or check the link in the description for that full video. In this video, we're going to be talking all about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and how you can use your solo 401k and your self-directed IRA to invest in those cryptocurrencies. And I have an expert on the show today, Brandon Walsh with Rocket Dollar. Thank you so much for being here on the show.
Thank you, Dustin. Master Passive Income is always one of our best partners. So really excited to be on here. So here I'm going to talk about cryptocurrency. This asset is red hot right now. And a lot of people think, hey, how does it actually work to use an IRA to get into cryptocurrency? Rocket Dollar uses that LLC structure with a bank account. And the advantage of this is you get to take your dollars, again, wherever you want to go. So you can use your LLC to sign up at any crypto exchange that will take you. You pay that crypto exchange fees. You do not pay Rocket Dollar fees. There are a lot of competitors that just have an IRA and they directly interface with some crypto exchange. However, you're stuck with them. You're stuck with that crypto exchange. You're stuck with their fees. If you're trying to move your crypto anywhere, usually you cannot. You're stuck in a very closed loop with your IRA. And this has gotten a lot of customers pretty frustrated. They're coming to us and asking about fees. Sometimes to do a simple crypto trade, 5% or more. There's some more, reasonable ones at 1.5, but that's still 1.5. If you got that in your stock account per trade, you'd be screaming right now. And so a lot of people look and say, hey, what's another way I can get more direct control of my cryptocurrency? How can I be a little bit more free from the custodian to kind of do what I want? And that's what the IRA LLC or checkbook IRA. So you'll see here, you see the bank account. You can move money into the crypto exchange that you've registered your LLC, and then that money can stay in the crypto exchange. At our partner bank, we have a great pricing agreement, so there's no minimum balance or activity requirements. Think again, that bank account, kind of like your money market. If you say, hey, I want to dump all of my money market into the crypto exchange, so it's ready to trade crypto at a moment's notice, you are free to do that. And you don't really have to bring the crypto back until you're going to distribute the dollars, or maybe you want to roll that money back to real estate or stocks and bonds or another type of asset. So again, what's the so what of cryptocurrency? If you get an exchange that can take an LLC, you can use it. When you trade crypto, it's just very important. A lot of crypto is very private, is that, it's all held in the name of the LLC. When we're talking with real estate, if you sign a real estate property and you put your personal name over it and you forget, you don't put your custodian's name on it, or you don't put your IRA LLC's name on it, if the IRS ever looks at that asset, they go, well, Brendan Walsh owns this. Doesn't seem like his IRA owns this. Same holds for crypto or any of these other assets. You can invest in a great variety of them, but you always have to make sure that's in the name of the IRA.
And that's a great point. So you're saying the clearinghouse, like let's say Coinbase or the organization that you're going through to buy the crypto, that needs to be in the LLC's name. Is that correct?
Yeah, and so Coinbase is very good at registering an LLC. Gemini, we have a partner with River Financial and ErisX, two exchanges that know how to take an IRA LLC and title it correctly. There's plenty of exchanges that will just take an LLC and they don't really know too much about IRAs. That's still okay. But the one risk is when come tax time, if you or anything were ever to come up or you ever get audited, there's a lot of tax enforcement about taxable cryptocurrency right now. You want to be damn sure that when any statements, W-9s or anything that comes up, it is very clearly in the name of your IRA. Everything funnels to the IRA. If it's not, you can get a bit of a risk here, is that the IRS has to be assured whatever you invest with an IRA, it's clearly in the name of the IRA. That's what gives us and enjoys the great tax benefits of that. And if you do that, you get to trade crypto all with no capital gains. So we have some crypto investors that, this is the two biggest moments. They're usually one of two types. They trade very actively. They're moving crypto constantly. These investors really get frustrated. Crypto moves a lot. They pay capital gains every single time in a taxable account. That stacks up a lot. And it gets a lot of frustration. And then the other type of customers, they'll just buy and hold, the holders. They're the same in real estate. There's shorter term flippers and there's longer term investors. Those longer term investors, if they're in a taxable account, sometimes have had huge gains. And they look and they want to sell. They look at Bitcoin right now and they go, wow, I would love to sell a bit of my Bitcoin off, not all of it, but take some nice profit from that. However, if you're in a taxable account, every time you sell up your big gain, that capital gain can be very brutal. Inside of our retirement account, you do not have to worry about capital gains. So we've got crypto is constantly expanding as a newer asset class. There are now some people staking and lending out their crypto to companies to make use of it, which is turning crypto into an interest and yield bearing type of product. Certain websites will say, hey, these people need crypto so bad, whether they're exchange, they're traders, intermediaries, they just need to get their hands on as much as possible to help the crypto, business and blockchain continue to do its thing. So you're actually able to lend your crypto that you buy to a certain company. It can be given out to people that really need it and are willing to pay a high interest rate for it. And then your IRA gets to enjoy that interest and yield of the cryptocurrency. And this is quite new and popular in the last 2 years. Dustin, it's almost like real estate. Real estate investors are often looking for yield. This is a way to find yield inside cryptocurrency.
That's pretty amazing. Now, is it basically if you put your money into a clearinghouse like Coinbase or something like that, you can get any crypto that they have on their exchange, right? Or you can just basically utilize them, and if it's on there, you can buy it. Is that correct?
Yes, you can buy it. You can buy it at places like Coinbase. And then there's also places now like BlockFi is a really popular one. And our partner Celsius Network is that, hey, you've bought this crypto. Maybe you're just letting it sit. We have people that need this crypto so bad. They have such high volumes of transactions. They'll say, hey, if you bring it to us and just, park it inside of our staking platform, we will pay you an interest rate. And it's just turning a, very high flying asset that's, honestly, again, with retirement, crypto is very volatile. Consider the risk of that with an advisor. This is usually a small part of people's retirement account when they come to Rockefeller. Say, hey, sometimes real estate investors will have the real estate portfolio cover almost their entire Rockefeller portfolio. With cryptocurrency, usually they're just bringing us a small part of their portfolio and saying, hey, I want to play with this. I want to make this a part of my portfolio. I know that anything I put in here is very high flying, also very risky. And staking is just very popular in 2019 and 2020. It's continuing to grow in popularity in 2021. It's a way to turn this very high flying, very volatile asset into something more yield based. Obviously still risky, but something that has a capability much more like a yield bearing investment.
Well, and so most people, when they buy, let's say, Bitcoin, they're hoping that the value goes up. Well, you just hold on to it and hope the value goes up. But if what you're saying, and if they do what you're saying, they would actually make an interest on just holding it as it goes up. So think about your own private money. You put into, let's say, a CD or a money market account, or you buy a bond or something. You're holding that money. Eventually, the just appreciation of the value, or sorry, inflation will make the value of the dollar go up. And you're making interest on the same thing. Exact same thing when you do with Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. You're parking it there. It's going up in value, but you're also getting interest on that money, that Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever it might be, that's being sent someplace else. And so somebody else is using it. You're making money both ways, as it goes up and every single month as it's used for interest.
Yeah, and this is just a really, this is just speaking to how exciting and kind of new crypto is as an asset class. Is they're coming up with different ways to use the asset and make use of it in all financial areas, kind of recreating some really powerful parts of old finance and also bringing new parts to finance. So you can also invest directly into a blockchain technology or startup. In the Ethereum landscape, Ethereum is really all about providing tools for companies and financial services and different things using the Ethereum blockchain. The amount of companies using that has just exploded. There's consensus in New York. There's just thousands of companies that are creating new technologies using this blockchain. I'm not going to get into the entire bit of what blockchain does here today, but just think of startups are making use of this technology, kind of expanding it and flexing their muscles and say, hey, what can we do with this asset? How can we really prove something with this? So you can invest directly into a startup, write a check to that startup, and you say, hey, I really love this promising technology you're doing. I'm going to invest directly in you. And I'm going to do, obviously with a startup, these are higher risk. So I'm going to do it with a small bit of my retirement account. If that blows up, again, no capital gain. And just storing value. A lot of crypto investors, they're saying some of the same things that when I talk to gold investors about. Maybe it's inflation. Maybe they're looking at stable coins. There's just a lot of different assets out there, and some of them say, "Hey, I store a lot of value in the U.S. dollar. Maybe I store a lot of value in real estate. Maybe I just want to put a little bit in here, just as another bit of diversification of where all my value is held." And again, with storage, a lot of crypto is really private. Some people will take it fully off exchanges and kind of away off the internet, very kind of far away from traditional finance. Just know if you do any of this, everything has to be in the name of the IRA LLC. And again, you have to prove that it's in the name of the IRA LLC. With a real estate property, there's a deed and title, a lot of great information to back you up. With crypto, sometimes it's a lot less. So sometimes you might need to rely on an exchange like Coinbase, Gemini, Airsex, these different exchanges to say, hey, this is the crypto that I own. This is where I bought it. I just wanted to say a little bit about Rocket Dollar. We have a discount code here for Master Passive Income customers. Rocket Dollar, we try to offer this checkbook IRA at a much cheaper price. Sometimes it's up to a third cheaper than some of the competition out there. We try and do it the same way every time, just that IRA, that Colorado LLC in the bank account. I can talk about how you can, if you ever have a question about how that Colorado LLC works in a certain state, feel free to call me and how that would be structured. So for $360 and $15 a month, you get an IRA, an LLC, and a bank account relationship with a bank that are a partner that understands real estate and all these different alternative assets. So on the right here, you'll see kind of some of our competitors' fees, which can get pretty long and crazy sometimes. Rocket Dollar was started because we feel a lot of these fee sheets were too ridiculous, and they're restricting people from being able to invest in alternative assets in their IRAs. So with the Master Passive Income code, you can click Dustin's. Make sure to click his link so he gets credit there on Master Passive Income site. But for you to get $50 off, you can enter Master Passive Income in the referral code box right before you get to our final purchase at Rocket Dollar. That'll get you $50 off in your account. And hopefully, I'd love if you had a conversation with me and Dustin, all the great education that he has. Dustin, thanks so much for bringing me on here today. It's been really great to talk about real estate, self-directed IRAs, and all these different types of other assets.
Yeah, Brandon, I definitely learned a lot, and I know everybody else is. And so for everybody, definitely click on the link in the description, masterpassiveincome.com/rocket dollar. But make sure you use that promo code, Master Passive Income. It's all one word, so that you can get that discount. But yeah, Brandon, it's been great. Thank you so much for giving us so much great information. Hopefully, a lot of people will be able to save money on their taxes, mitigate all those taxes, because Uncle Sam's going to take their portion, and we tried our best to not let that happen within the laws, and Rocket Dollar does a great job. So thank you very much, Brandon.
Thank you, Dustin. And have a great day, everyone. Appreciate it.